Hey kids, Mr. D here. Today we're going to learn about penguins. I'm sure you guys have seen movies with penguins like Happy Feet or there's plenty of movies out there. There's also plenty of information you can learn in other media or the zoo. And it's great to learn about penguins and other wildlife animal. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn about penguins.
Go ahead and pop out both of the arm pieces. They should look just like this. There will be two of them. And then the beak portion looks like this one right here. As far as assembling the body, there are 4 different pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. The order at which the pieces will be assembled onto the body are displayed as seen here. So if we take the first piece, so if we grab the first piece, the slot that's longest is the front. That actually gets inserted into the back of the penguin's neck. Just like that. The largest one out of all of them that has the odd shaped piece the second piece, which has kind of the funny shaped shoulder pieces. Again, the longest part is the front, and that gets inserted into the center section, roughly about the penguin's chest area, and will attach like that. If you take a look at the shoulder pieces, they should be angled towards the front. The third and fourth look very similar, but the third one is considerably bigger than the fourth one. The third piece is the largest piece that's most round. Again, the biggest slot in the center is going to be the front, and we insert that into the third slot just like that. And the smallest piece, this one is really hard to tell which one is front, but if you take a look at the left and the right where my index finger is and my middle finger, they are pointing or angled towards one side, so this side would be my front. That gets slid into the very bottom. So we have those 4 pieces into place. If we were to take a look at them from a vertical position or from the top, you should be able to see through all those slots. You can see that gap where you can see my jacket through there and through there. We know all those are lined up. And we can now take one of our arm pieces. It doesn't matter if we use the left or the right side. They will both be the same. We're going to carefully insert these 4 into the 4 slots on the side. Again, take your time. It may require you to wiggle these a little bit, but carefully try to get them into place. And once you get one side in, pushed in all the way, it will make it a lot easier since the pieces will stay together. So again, what I did is I took the arm, I slid it all the way in. If we take a look at the back side, these 2 parts should be able to meet at a 90-degree angle. We're going to grab our other set of arms, which is this one right here. So if you put it on the right side, kind of like what I did, this one's going to go onto the left side. So I'm going to take this, line up the slots just like I did before, and I'm going to take my time Make sure all of those slots are lined up and give it a squeeze. If you take a look at your card, the back piece will be this piece right here. It has a little tail on it. Go ahead and pop that out. And again, this one has 4 slots on it. The part or section that comes to the point is the top. This little nub is actually the tail of the penguin, and it will slide in just how it looks. Go ahead and take your time. Start from one end, carefully slide it in. It will push all the way in just like how I'm showing you here. And from this point right here, your penguin will actually stand up. So there's actually 4 pieces left. We have the larger feet, which are shown here and here, as well as the underpads here and here. Go ahead and pop out the feet, and I'll explain to how this will work. Now, out of all the designs, this one kind of has a custom design. We are working on it, but the feet have the tendency to occasionally slide off. If you want to use the model just as it is right now, the model will function, it will stand, and it'll give you a fairly overall perfect model of what a penguin looks like. However, if you want to attach the feet, you notice that there's little hooks on it. These feet hook from the inside out. So if this foot that I'm having here is its right foot, the right being this way, we want the hook to face to the right because it goes from the inside of the leg out to stay on. So this is the right foot, I hook it from the left, and again, as you can see, it wants to slide out. Go ahead and slide this first one into place and then hold your penguin up in the vertical position like this. I'm going to go ahead and set my model down, and I'm going to push out one of these pads. If you hook the bottom part of the foot or the pad into place, it will stay snug, but one thing that I notice is if students play with this cardboard will get bent and it'll occasionally fall off. I'm trying to redesign this with students to see if we can come up with a slightly better design than this, but as you can tell, I'm giving it a shake. It stays on there pretty well, but over time, if students are rough with their model, it will fall off. So again, take your foot, and you want the hook to face the outside. So for mine was facing to the right, which was this way. I slid the foot into place, then I grabbed one of the pads, slid it in the same direction, just how I'm showing right here, so it's open on the outside, but it does stay on. So to do the left side, I'm going to grab the foot and go from the inside out, just like that. And I'll need to press out the pad, so I'm going to go ahead and set my model down. That's the pad. So if I were to place the foot and the pad one over the other, this is the open side, so we're going to go from the inside of the leg out, just like that. And again, if you have any issues with this staying on, you can use a little bit of Elmer's glue, or if the students paint them, I would recommend that they paint the feet first, attach them, and then paint the feet and the legs. That way it stays. The paint will kind of act as a basic glue. But we're going to go ahead and stand this up. And of course, like I said, even if it doesn't have the feet, it actually stands up pretty well on its own. So if you have any questions, feel free to play back the video. But this is how we do a basic penguin cardboard model. So now that we have this all explained, let's take a moment to take a look at our fact sheet and learn a little bit about penguins. At this time, if you're the instructor or the lead in the classroom, you can have the students not only take turns reading from the fact sheet, that way they can learn about penguins. They can also possibly do a search if you have access to a computer. However, I will have Mr. D read the fact sheet for students that have any issues with any of the words. I appreciate you participating, and I look forward to working with everyone next time.
Penguins are flightless birds. You have the little blue penguin and the Magellanic penguin, which should be in your handouts. Here are some fun facts about penguins. While other birds have wings for flying, penguins have adapted flippers to help them swim in the water. Most penguins live in the southern hemisphere. The Galapagos penguin is the only penguin species that ventures north of the equator in the wild. Large penguin populations can be found in countries such as New Zealand, Australia, Chile, Argentina, and South Africa. Actually, no penguins live at the North Pole. Penguins eat a range of fish and other sea life that they catch underwater. Penguins can drink seawater. Humans can't, if you were wondering. Penguins spend around half their time in the water and the other half on land. The emperor penguin is the tallest of all penguin species, reaching as tall as 120 centimeters, or 47 inches in height. Magellanic penguins can live up to 30 years, the longest lifespan of any penguin around the world, while little blue penguins have the shortest lifespan of up to 6 years. The individual baby penguins are called chicks or nestlings. Penguins sneeze to get rid of seawater they ingest while hunting for fish. It's filtered from their bloodstreams by supraorbital gland behind their eyes. And a fact that's not on there, one of my favorite movies is Happy Feet. Check it out.